Hey guys, I'm back. Been sick. Sorry for the lack of Joe Pro adventure videos, but I'm here in the great state of Tennessee. I'm heading into Gatlinburg, and I thought I'd take you up through the mountain. It is pouring rain today. I wanted to take you downtown, but I don't think that's going to happen. There's the visitor center right there, but we're going to take a side road off and show you a little bit of the video. It's nice out. I mean, it's actually, January 14th, and it's 60 degrees out. It's supposed to get up to 70, but it is pouring rain. So I apologize, not a lot to look at the moment, but I am going to take you up on the mountain here real quick. There is the Pigeon Forge bypass over here, so I'm going to take you up there and just kind of show you what I show you, see what I see, and maybe go over a little bit. We were supposed to get a cabin here a couple years ago, and there was a big dream of mine to do that. I don't know, there was a whole story behind why it didn't work out, and you know, I'm going to tell that story when I get up to that section of it, because I still don't believe it, and I still hope someday maybe we can have a cabin here, but I understand why now it didn't work out then. So stay tuned. I'm going to take you right through the mountains, and you're going to see what I see. Hey guys, so as I said, we really were contemplating getting a cabin here in the Great Smoky Mountains, right here in Gatlinburg, in fact. And as you can see, there's the downtown right there. For whatever reason, when we were deciding on getting this cabin, I was really having trouble with it. I didn't know whether we should do it. The drive up there was super steep. I was afraid that Maria would crash, you know, in the middle of the day, if there was like wet weather like right now, or ice, God forbid. It was really hairy even for me, and I'm a pretty good driver. So we really went back and forth, and I couldn't decide. And I mean, we were right down to the day that we were going to sign for this. And I want to show you something. Here's the cabin right up there. You can see it up there. And on the day that we were supposed to sign the contract for it, I was just in a fit. You know, when I worry about something, I can't get it off my mind, and I just knew something wasn't right. So on the way to here, right where I'm at right now, the van started acting up every time we talked about getting this cabin. And I said, Maria, I don't know if we should do it, and things would calm down. And then as soon as I said, okay, you know what, we really should do it, the van would start acting up. And then finally, I had to pull off to the side of the road because it started smoking. And I told Maria, and I said, you know, this might be a sign from the angels that maybe we're not supposed to do this cabin here, because I can't believe I was having that much trouble with it. And the van was smoking, and it was bogging and making all sorts of weird noise. And I told Maria, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take this as a sign. And you know what, forget it. We're not going to do it. And right then, and I kid you not, the van started working normal. Immediately. Never had a problem with it again, ever. So I was like, okay, well, that's a pretty clear-cut sign that this is what we were supposed to do. But I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? You know, why didn't I want to do this? Why was I so on the fence with it? Well, This right here is the area that fire hit. And that cabin is abandoned and burned to the ground. We would have been in that cabin and we would have been burned to the ground. And the time of year that happened, there's a really good chance I would have been up here and been unable to escape. You can actually see this is still all the fire damage up here from all of that. All this down here is just burned. It's growing now, but a couple of years ago, this was all what was on fire. So, you know, you kind of got to listen to your angels. But I always wanted to tell that story because, you know, it was so weird. As soon as I hit the hood and I said, that's it, we're not doing it, the van started just fine. There was no issues. Kind of strange. Okay, we're actually coming up on downtown Gatlinburg. All of it is completely walkable. It's a lot of fun, but this is a lot of what burned down on the left-hand side of the screen. Some of that stuff wasn't there. I know the Ripley's Museum, the aquarium, they actually had to abandon it because the fire had gotten all the way to the parking lot. But luckily, no fish were hurt in the making of this video. Sorry about the shaky quality, but we're hitting bumps. And typically in the summer, it is gridlock in here. And you can't even get, you know, there's so many people that are here vacationing. And the funny thing about Gatlinburg is I've been literally coming here all my life. All my family is from here, the Great Smoky Mountains. They came from London in 1700 and settled here in the Great Smoky Mountains. So I've been born in 73. I've been coming literally all my life. And Gatlinburg has pretty much looked the same. There's obviously more hotels and things, but this is pretty much what it looked like back when I was a kid. There was an arcade here right where the spire is on the right, and I just obsessed with it when I was a kid. I just would beg my parents to get to go. So, you know, all these are newer buildings. It's funny how you can do the moonshine now, which was so highly illegal for so long, but now they got stills everywhere down here. It's kind of interesting how times change. They're pretty much you know, legalizing everything. But yeah, right over there on the left-hand side, that was all burning, and that's where the Ripley Aquarium is. And like I said, they had to abandon because it was up to the parking lot. And now that fire happened. But this is it. I highly suggest you come here. It is a lot of fun. It's a great vacation spot. It's kind of like, I always just refer to it jokingly as the poor man's Disneyland. There's lots of rides. Most are crap. But it's a great vacation spot if you've never been. Highly recommend. I love coming down here. I've been here just countless times and we still walk down here. It's a great time. Funny thing is though, oddly, like in the 80s and 90s, this was almost abandoned. You know, there were so few tourists coming here anymore. This mall on the left-hand side has been here literally my whole life. As far back as I can possibly remember, that mall is the Mountain Mall. But anyway, yeah, Gatlinburg was pretty much, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge were just about dead. I used to come in the 90s by myself when I could learn to drive after I got out of high school. I used to come here all the time, and it was dead. And, you know, there was concern that they were just going to close down the stores and it would just be a ghost town in the, you know, in the hills of the Smokies. But thanks to people having more money now and economy better, people are just really coming back into the city, and they're just building hotels galore, and it's been a great time. People are coming in droves, and like I said, in the summer, you can't even get down here. It's just gridlocked. There's so many people, but the best thing about it is park and start walking. That's the best way I can describe it. Have a good time. This over here is definitely the older part. That downtown I was at was the walking part. This is a bit further out. These are the older cabins, and like a hillbilly golf has been there forever. You play golf with some wooden club or something up there in the mountainside. I don't think that I've ever done it. Maybe I did it once. I can't remember. But putt-putt golf rules down here. Like, there's putt-putt courses everywhere, and bumper cars and all that stuff, especially in Pigeon Forge, which I'll take you through. And I'm sorry that it's such a crummy day. You know, it's so rainy out. it really kind of puts a damper on the video, but this is the only day that I'm here today. So I want to do this. Not that I won't be back. I'll be back a couple hundred times, and maybe we'll do a better, more elaborate sunny video or something. But since I'm here and I've been asked, especially over the weekend, to do more GoPros, and why haven't I been on? Well, I've been sick, and I've been depressed. Quite honestly, I just didn't feel like doing anything. So, I'm sorry. Alright, so we're actually coming up on Pigeon Forge here, and Pigeon Forge is very large. It's very long here. It's on the strip. There's so much to do, so many hotels now, and it's not really walkable. I mean, they do have walking area here, but you know, there's just, it's miles and miles, so there's really no way to walk. When I was a kid, there wasn't any of this here. There was just a couple hotels. On the left-hand side, right here, by all these group of trees, was a thing. It was like some dinosaur exhibit. It was all made out of rock. And man, I just begged my parents to go to that. It was so cool to me, which I'm sure was stupid, but to me it was awesome. And right up here, I don't know, maybe I've mentioned it before, my favorite restaurant on earth is Cracker Barrel. I love the Barrel. That's what I call it, the Barrel. So if you see me hashtag the Barrel, that's where I'm going. This is my favorite one of all time right here. I love sitting in the, nestled in the trees, eating my favorite food, biscuits, butter, and honey. That's the best. But as you can see, there's a lot to do, and I wish it wasn't raining out. Right here on the right-hand side is Dixie's Stampede. I'm sorry, Dolly's Stampede now. She caved to the unwashed masses and took off the Dixie part. Stupid. Dollywood's here on the right. Dollywood was not doing well. It is very much revitalized now, but it used to be something called Silver Dollar City, and it was just like this little stupid park, and then Dollywood was born. And for a while there in the 80s, it was a heyday. 90s, not so much. Now it's kind of revitalizing. They got a bunch of rides and cool stuff. It's cool. It's like a little Cedar Point or Six Flags, but all Dollywood based. A lot of hilly rides for some reason. Not sure if it has anything to do with, well, never mind. Anyway, you can get a pair of swim trunks here any time of the day. It's kind of like a hillbilly Vegas Strip without the casinos. On the right-hand side, you'll see the words Old Mill. The restaurant that is attached to it, I can't think of the name of it. The Old Mill restaurant that's across from actually the Old Mill there is the best restaurant in town. It is really, really good. It is my favorite. I probably shouldn't have said anything, because now y'all are going to go there. Lots of bungee cords, bungee jumping, or in my case, I might as well just jump to my death, because that's exactly what would happen. And as I said, bumper cars and putt-putt everywhere. Up on the right, I don't know if you can see it, there's a giant Ferris wheel. That's a whole new area called the Island. It's got a Jimmy Buffett's, Margaritaville hotels. That's all brand new shops. That literally is kind of revitalizing and setting the tone for the city. People are really starting to get rid of the old. Man, when I first came here, especially in the 90s, there was tons of as seen on screen stores. Just a bunch of junk crap with dust on it. But the Island opened up about, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe, maybe not even. And that forced those businesses out and put in businesses that people actually wanted to go to. Some of this stuff is a real miss, though. I don't know what the heck they're thinking. Like the Alcatraz exhibit. I mean, really? Is there that big a draw to Alcatraz that you need to put an exhibit in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee? They have this Hollywood Wax Museum, which we'll come up on in a few minutes. And it is the worst wax museum I've ever been in my life. I have pictures on my Facebook page of Hulk Hogan and The Rock, and it looks like a second grade paper mache class put the stuff together. It's ridiculous. That comedy barn on the right hand side, if you ever get the chance to go see that, I highly suggest you pass on that. The most unfunniest, nerdiest thing I've ever been to in my entire life. This pirate thing on the right is brand new. They got a lot of dinner shows now that I've noticed. But like I said, Pigeon Forge is huge. You definitely would have to use your car for that. And again, you know, Gatlinburg is gridlocked. As soon as you get off of 640 coming into here, it is extremely busy. But, you know, it's like a little Disney, you know, hillbilly Disney or something. I wish I could have got out and showed you guys stuff, or get soaking wet. There's not much I can do. See, like this castle thing right here? You know, that's like a lot of Magic Quest, laser tag stuff. More importantly, there's a Dunkin' up here directly next to our hotel, so that's what's important. I literally walked there this morning in the rain. As soon as it opened, and I know they hate me, like as soon as it opens, like that drive-through window isn't even unlocked yet. I'm like, what do you want? Like, look, y'all said you open at 5. 5 means 5. Open up. And you know they hate it. But you see that King Kong up there? That's that wax museum from hell. Oh my gosh, save your money. I'm sorry, but it's true. You can do better than that. So we're coming up to our hotel. I'll try and check in later. I know we're going to the Smoky Mountain Knife Works, which is the largest knife store in the entire world. And they got guns, and they got rocks and crystals and all sorts of cool stuff. And I'm pulling into our Ramada right now. And I will talk to you guys soon. The dogs are driving me nuts. Hey, by the way, these are cabins, these condos right here we actually looked at prior to the story I told you before, and I didn't want it because I wanted to be in the mountains. But now, dear Demaria, should you want to try this again, I'm game, honey. I wouldn't mind. So here we are at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I told you guys I'd take you over here. The world's largest knife store, which sounds stupid for girls watching this, but it is really cool inside, and we will go inside in a few minutes. But I wanted to share a little bit of the scenery with you back here. You can see the Great Smoky Mountains, where we were when I videotaped earlier, right back in here. It's just such a wonderful, clean, beautiful place. It's hard to describe unless you've ever been here before. I just love it. It's so majestic and it's so wonderful and, you know, good. See back there? So pretty. And there's so much to it. There's just one weird angle on it. Right over here though, back here, about 7 or 8 miles in, was the old Wheatlands plantation that we used to do the investigation at, which was my favorite, and I wish that hadn't closed down, but they ended up selling it. There goes Maria into the Knife Works, which is bizarre. And you'd think I'd be in there first, but she's the one that's in there first. But we're gonna go take a look inside here. Before I let this whole thing go, right on the other side of this hill here is Dandridge, Tennessee. And there was a consideration in getting a condo or a house over there. But as you can see right up in here, these houses in the hill, man, that's all right by me. Woo, doggy. I'd like to do that. I'm not sure how to get there, but I would like to. But I want to share that with you because right over in this area, we talked about getting a place. Oh, but it's so worrisome. I don't know what to do. Like, I guess I could make it happen if I really wanted to, but sadly, in the hills here, there's such a huge meth problem that if you're not here all the time, they get broken into to sell, you know, to buy the materials for meth, which is just the stupidest drug on earth. Who in God's green earth sat there and originally taste tested it and be like, you know what? This isn't bad. You know what this thing is missing? Car battery acid. That's it. That's the ingredient we were missing. Who sat around and thought this stuff? So anyway, that's one of the biggest things about being here is, like, I guess it could happen. We could find something in here, but we're just not here enough. And I'd be constantly worried that someone's going to break in, unless we got a condo, which was part of an association. But still, you kind of want to be in, you know, one of these houses on the hills or something. But I wanted to share that with you. And also for any of you RV enthusiasts out here, right here behind the, see the Knife Works is right here. That's the main strip right behind it, is this Two Rivers Landing RV resort. And for those of you that wanted to take your RV down here, I highly suggest it. But this is a nice tucked away RV resort. Not too many people know about it. It's not really in the, you know, it's not in Pigeon Forge. It's over here in Sevierville, which actually I think technically this is Kodiak, Tennessee. But I mean, it's just on the, you know, outskirts, like going from Sterling Heights to Warren. This is the street over. But it's right here on the river. And I don't know, they got about 100 slots, I think. But it's very nice. I've never actually stayed here, so I'm not advertising for them. But we come down here a lot. And, you know, if you're looking for an RV park that is really in the heart of things and you're not going to get bombarded by tourists, this would be your Huckleberry. The store is just massive. They've got replica blades. I bought my Rambo knife here back in the 90s with Scott. He got the First Blood one. I got Rambo Part 2. I still have that knife. I still love it. Scott, if you're watching, I ended up buying that Rambo First Blood knife too, but not from here. Armor, which I need. Swords, which I need. Definitely need that one in the green for sure. Handcuffs. Samurai swords. They had they still got the Game of Thrones. Those are just well, they might be the replicas now. They used to have the Lord of the Rings stuff and all that. Is this the real stuff or the rubber stuff? There's Jon Snow's sword. And the one in the middle is the right one, but the others are just rubber, I think. Property of Winterfell. Well, I'll tell you what, that last season, that show took a crap. I can't even watch it anymore. Anyway, so the store is just gigantic. I won't bore you people, because I know, but I wanted to go over to the knives or the gun section because they just have so much. It's an outdoor enthusiast dream here. Just a ton of stuff. All sorts of weapons. This is where I'm taking over in case of a zombie apocalypse. So, like I said, I know that some of you are watching like, woohoo, yeehaw, knives and guns, how exciting. But it is a cool store. Even Maria goes in, I didn't even show the bottom of it. So I was getting all the stare down from everybody. What's that thing in his hand there? So, you know, I guess they're not used to iPhones. But anyway, I gotta go look for a van. We've been on the hunt for a new van, and They have a Dodge dealer over here that I'm going to go check out. I don't know if anything's going to come of that or not, but we'll take a look. And so if this is the end of this video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry again for the delay. Not feeling the greatest, not feeling like myself. But I'm trying to get back, working on it. And I've been sick too. Like every 10 seconds, I got some new upper respiratory nonsense. It's just been a mess. So anyway, I will check you guys. And in case I continue the video, unexpectedly something cool happens, then cool. But if not, I'll see you on the next Joe Pro adventure.